Let's see if we can have a bucket of fun with Li'na Quest Druid. The idea behind this deck is we are going to be using this very underutilized legendary Lina Shop Manager in order to flood our board with a bunch of minions whenever we cast a spell, thus easily triggering the requirements on Restore the Wild, or just make full advantage of the quest reward of the Everbloom, making it where we have a very sticky board. Now, the perfect scenario would be Cosmic Phenomenon plus Lina, but most cases you're probably going to just get a board of 2 cost minions instead. Now for the Mulligan guide, first thing you're going to be watching out for is going to be any of the token package. Honestly speaking, also any of the early game minions are great. If you see Bucket of Soldiers in combination of Mark of the Wild, you're going to want to keep both of those. Then finally, any type of drawback card. Now, let's look at some games. Okay, DK, I'm curious what this will be. Also, by the time this goes up, I might have actually changed the order of what we're doing stream-wise. So there might be a DK list coming a little bit sooner than expected. I'm trying to go through all the classes that I haven't done anything with. This is one of two by the time this goes up that I hadn't had a deck for yet. And I think I've come up with a fun enough idea for DK to maybe try out. It's using Eliza instead of Stegodon as like a win condition to try to get more advantage off of your charge each individual turn. It might not be the better way to do the deck, but it should be the funnier way to do the deck, right? I'm trying to decide if I want to do it as a quest version of the list or a normal version of the list. I also know like some people, because I was talking about, I think in another game where my opponent kept their quest for late into the game when they were playing Druid. They were like, yeah, sometimes in Quest Druid you just wait, which makes sense, right? But honestly, there's no other deck besides this deck in particular where people are running the card. So I get you're trying to trick your opponent into thinking, oh, you're not actually the quest, but I don't know, man. I just don't like doing that. Oh, I kind of want to slam down the reactor, but I also kind of want to slam down Bucket of Soldiers #2. I mean, if they trade, right? If not, we can just use Almond Thule, Midrisil, and Living Roots next turn. Now that's very interesting. Okay, I think this is the only way we fill up our board. I'm just trying to get our quests online quickly. Here's the Lina that we need. Not really need, just want, right? Okay, we're gonna trade just so we're wasting less minions if they destroy our second bucket. Okay. I am curious of what we can do here. I kind of want that to hit the bucket. I know it won't. I know it will hit one of these two. Okay, so it's pure blood. But yeah, the DK list that I really want to try out is technically a rainbow list, but I don't know. We'll see which version ends up on the channel. Also depends on if we're getting a bouncing patch announced or not. Because if they announce a balancing patch, I'll probably just focus on like whatever card got buffed up, right? That's what I usually do whenever a balance patch comes out. And if there's any video that, well, actually, this one probably won't get scrapped. I have at least one really nice replay so far. Actually, weirdly enough, this deck could easily go up like the first day of like a balancing patch, just because I don't think anything in this list is going to be changed. Maybe it'll get better, but I would hate to get rid of the footage that I actually have for the deck because it is fun. There's some insane things you can do with this deck. Sure, the quest sometimes feels like you can literally brick and never complete your quest, but there's other times where it feels so easy to complete the quest. Okay, let's refresh a few. You know, I really hoped we would have got it. That does remind me, maybe we'll try to do something with a menagerie list. Or that Turtalian, I think it's Storyteller. Is that a Storyteller? The 1-2. I It's one of those cards that I'm amazed it doesn't see play right now, just because they did nerf Jug. But I think that, like, I okay. Here's placing some bets on the next set. Since it's the alternate timeline set or alternate whatever shenanigans set, I would almost want to bet you the keyword for that set is probably going to do something with like speeding up a turn timer. Plus, there's a lot of like end of turn effects that I could easily see them trying to make that work as a mechanic. Wait, oh, that was 2 costs. Oh, right, we had the one cost pirate that we randomly generated. Okay, that's not as amazing as I thought it was. Okay, well, you know, it still works. Also really cool that the reactors actually just copy for a choose one. It doesn't like choose a new one. And I almost forgot to use our weapon. Or I mean hero power. Not bad. Oh, why? Why do you have that combo? It's okay. It's okay. We have Lina. Lina and a taunt. Yeah, then they'll wipe that out. Okay, we can use Lina. Refresh a few mana crystals. Slam down Mark of the Wild. That's the entire. Oh, actually, you know what? We should have put that on Torith or Torgath. Also, another one of those cards that like I always wanted to make a deck around him, but there's no like win condition using him. Well, if only Ashmane or Ashen Tongue. I can't remember the other part of the. It was a 2-drop from Ashes of Outland that took made your opponent take damage equal to whatever it took. I think we launched the Starship no matter what. And then we can make one of these go dormant. I'm hoping the other Zeal. I should have actually attacked with that first. That's okay. Okay. I think this is just game, right? Hey, Lina actually mattered for once. Let's go. Oh, this hand's so tempting to keep everything here. Because this is like the entire like Arcane package. And that's like really, 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 really nice. I'm going to keep Reactor. I I really wanted to keep everything, but I don't think we can get away with it. But yeah, I figure we do this game. Oh wait, how many games till 20 are we? We're 2 games away from 20, so we'll do 2 more games and then we'll call it. I might test this a little bit more off stream. I might also just not test it enough or anymore because I don't know. The thing I wanted to showcase the most isn't happening, and it's not really something I'm. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, this deck does run AoE, which is a little bit of a problem. Yup. There's the AoE. I slammed down a reactor. The entire reason we're slamming down the reactor is just to try to get this online. I know it's probably going to instantly get destroyed. Maybe it won't, actually. Mark of the Wild. Okay. The question is, do I trade? Yeah, I do trade into this and then see what high cost spells that we maybe can get. Oh, sure. Also, this could actually be really good. And actually, both of these are really good hits. For this deck, at least. Oh, this plus this. Oh, sweetness. Oh, we are... Okay. We just gotta play this smartly. This could be a fun replay. Oh, Decess. Okay. Draw a card. Oh. I mean, it does technically put these both under the breakpoint there, which is nice. I think the play next turn is Reactor into Signal into Mark of the Wild. Because this refreshes 4. And then we can do this to hopefully AoE a bunch. And then this will be returned to hand. But I kind of want to be greedy and wait until we get this here. But, I mean, this returns through the hand, so we'll get 2 copies of it, right? Yeah. We basically made Shafar at home, right? Rip and Peace are 2 minions. We got 2 random 6 costs, which is pretty nice. Actually, that 2 random 6 costs is going to become 4 random 6 costs. Because we do this, gets 4 of them. Another card that I really wanted. Okay, game. Sometimes you just snowball and you just keep on snowballing. Like, why not? I'll refresh 2. We'll do 2 damage and then hopefully it does 2 more damage to everything here. And just go face. Okay. I went from doom and gloom of I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this deck on the channel to, you know what? This is actually kind of cool. This is actually really, really kind of cool. We snowballed a ton. Don't get me wrong, but this is awesome. Now, the question is, do they have repackaging? Because I cry if they have what else, other cards could they have? Ruin? Please don't generate repackaging there. Okay. Ruin's okay. Okay. I was going to say, please don't trade, but that actually makes a lot of sense. Signal number 2. Because this will cast 3 times. This could really backfire if I use that. Okay, maybe not. Well, let's minimize the amount of minions that they have so it backfires less. Okay. I was really hoping it would hit their minions multiple times, game. Look at all those blessings of the moon, though. Come on, please don't have anything else. I'm trying to think of like what gets repackaging gets them out of this situation, yes. But like outside of that, you're hoping, please person, stick around so I can like insanely boost up one of these. We don't have repackaging. It's like the one thing that would actually end the game instantly. Oh, not instantly. It would put everything back in the deck and then we'd go from there. Come on, let me just BM a little bit, please. Every time they choose a card that quick makes me always think it's the worst. That would have been so... Okay. Warrior. I'm assuming it's quest. It could also be dummy. Actually, technically, it could be both at the same time, I guess. Okay, Mother Duck. Alright, let's just slam this down to be safe. Got nothing else to do this turn. I guess we could have put down the 1/1s, but eh. Oh, well. Yes, they skipped a turn. Slam these two down. Pass it back to them. They are... Okay. Sure. Why not? I mean, we might as well buff them up. I don't... It would be nice to, like, save it for later, but it does give us one step of the quest next turn if we slam down one of the ducks. Oh. Now, times like this, I really wish we had the bucket of soldiers before, but it is what it is. Okay, there's one step. And then we can trade to minimize how many minions we lose, I guess. Blob of Tar. Also, one of those cards that is like in the neutral pool that I think in a set or two people will get annoyed at it. But currently it's fine because, I don't know, not too many decks are using it right now. Okay. Let's trade these just to minimize the amount of minions that they can... How do we want to do this? Is there... I don't think there's any way we can actually get to our quest complete and then also the quest reward is the main problem. Now, if we had the Starship piece beforehand, I think that would have been fine, but she's gonna... There's no warrior card that can actually deal with the card in our hand, right? Okay, there's Brawl. I mean, that sucks, but, like, yeah, Bucket. Bucket, like, undoes this, right? Okay. We will buff up everything here. Might as well get rid of one of the saplings. Everything else is a little bit more important to keep. Oh, we should have hero powered first. That's okay. Oh, why? Well, there goes our board. Oh, if we actually had a minion for that, that would be nice, but we don't. I'm just going to flood the board with a few minions. Might as well go face, get rid of one of the durability on that weapon. I really wish there were enough cards. I wish there were cards in Warrior. You know, how big of a difference world-wise would it have been if Warrior Tourist into Rogue instead of Druid? Wouldn't that have made, like, a more interesting combo? Just because of, like, that was the set with all the Weapon Rogue support, too, right? Am I misremembering stuff? Or am I thinking of a Whizbang card, and then it wouldn't have mattered in the first place? Oh! I mean, that's a pretty fun card there. Oh! Okay, speaking of fun cards, that is actually probably one of the more fun things that we can grab. I'm going to grab Life Cycle, Ward, Signal, because we can actually make some advantage to it. It's essentially a free card. Innovate. Probably actually should have went with or Power of the Wild. Honestly, not a bad board state. Okay, we can coin into Signal. Get 2 more. Okay, please don't have any other. Well, actually, please have some AoE so we can actually do a funny haha combo in a turn. Okay, you know, Astrophaser is so funny in this deck. You don't know how many times that this card has just like stopped my opponent from healing for a bajillion. Okay, let's get both of these. I don't think we have game this turn. We can buff up everything. That's 16 on board. Are we? I don't think. Let's grab photosynthesis. See if we can get a. Nope. Okay. Oh no! We did have. Well, actually, maybe we didn't actually have game. The reason why I say that is the Starship randomly casts. It doesn't have to cast at enemies. So maybe we would have just moonfired one of our minions twice. But there was a chance. Please pass it back so I can get a fun replay. That's been the major problem with this deck, is people give up way before I can get the fun replay out. Sure, 2 more taunts, that's good. Good for us, since we also can phase them out of reality, I guess. Bye-bye. Alright, let's do 6 damage to face. And that's exactly why I didn't want to do that last turn. Not me misplaying. Okay. Now that we're through the games, let's discuss my Final Fantasy deck. So I played 25 games with the deck and ended up with a 60% win rate, which I was kind of shocked about this deck. It's not a deck that a lot of people are going to be talking about, and not one that is on many people's radars. Overall, the deck feels actually pretty strong. The one downside is, even though Lina is part of the namesake of my version of the list, it is probably not the strongest card. Most of the time, by the time this can be slammed down, you have already won the game through either your quest reward or just flooding with a bunch of minions and you never get the opportunity to use it. Though, it is worth mentioning that the Starship package within this deck feels incredibly strong and was the better half of the list. So if you've been wanting to do something with the Starship cards in Druid, try this one out. It's a bit unique compared to the other Starship decks floating around right now. But like always, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, bye-bye.